Welcome to Belgium, beautiful, beautiful Belgium. Today we're going for an achievement run. We are going for the 501st Legion, which is a very cool Star Wars, Clone Wars reference, but also a horrible achievement.
Cool, let's see this one.
Nah, I'm not in the mood for a historical documentary.
We have to conquer the capitals of the Netherlands, easy. Luxembourg, easy. France, and then Germany. So, how do we do it? Well, let's find out. Belgium, that's better. So we'll start by getting the entire army here, put them on the Dutch border so they know what's coming, get a little bit of planning bonus in. Victor here will do, and we'll convert everyone to basic infantry. They can exercise for a bit. Construction, I like to lead with a little bit of infrastructure in the Ardennes, followed by 2 civs in the Ardennes, and then a bunch of mills in the rest of the country. Is this optimal? Most likely isn't, but it's what I do. Research will do the basics for military production. We're going to add some trucks to the mix. We'll add 1 more to guns. And then as more factories come in, we'll simply keep pumping the numbers. As for focuses, perpetual neutrality. The main goal is going to be rushing towards repudiating the treaty with France and then towards the bribery charges. So these 5 focuses first. And then we're going to have to see when the event fires where we can do the royal intervention. There's the meantime to happen. It could be day 1. It could be 3 months later. We don't know. We'll have to find out. No trade. These are minimal deficits. They don't really matter. I could sell all of these terrible airplanes, or I could exercise them and they could be of use over the Dutch skies. So while all this is going on, we have a couple of goals. The main goal we have is going to be getting our army in some sort of fighting shape. Then the other main goal is going to be flipping to fascist so we can actually get war goals and the achievement. And then, of course, we have a third main goal. Yes, there's a lot of main goals here. Get this economy sorted out, because holy crap, the Belgian economy is not doing well. Yeah, we have our work cut out for us. Taking the Netherlands will be fairly straightforward. Luxembourg is a non-issue. Taking out France isn't much of an issue either. It could be difficult-ish, but usually it's not too bad. The real challenge is usually taking out the UK now, because to get there, well, we're not going to go by boat, we're going to go by power drop, and that's always a bit of a gamble, and the UK is a lot tougher now. The good news is, though, once you take out the UK, Germany is a relative cakewalk. Right, while everything is exercising, garrison's on high, let's train another 9 infantry divisions. Yes, it will give us a full army. I'll make these high priority. I'm gonna go with dispersed industry instead of concentrated, though. I don't think it matters that much. I just really like dispersed. Also, political power. I'm gonna hire Charles the Count of Flanders for more political power, which we need, and more stability, which we also need. All right, 100 political power. We'll get the chief of the army. We're going to take the army entrenchment expert. He's garbage. Unfortunately, the army defense expert, who's not that much better, leaves the moment we flip, and the army offense genius is locked behind a billion focuses. All right, we yeet the government, and we form the government of national unity. Very important. If you pick the bottom option, you go communist. Don't want that. Not today. And then we investigate some bribery charges. Yes, it's a good day to be in politics in Belgium. Delicious, delicious corruption. Right, with all those focuses done, we cannot proceed to royal intervention until the collapsing government event happens. That can happen the next day. It could happen in 200 days. There's a mean time to happen of about 140 days. So usually 1 or 2 focuses later. So what we're going to grab now is Royal Military Academy for an extra research slot. All right, mechanical computing is in, more industry tech. Still no event, so on to the Royal Military Academy. Let's go and grab some air. Air is going to be important. Let's work on better engines. Right, I'm going to hold on to a bit of my political power. Not going to spend it just yet because we are close to flipping fascist. As soon as that event fires, we'll be in here in no time, and that would be great because that will allow us to flip to partial mobilization quickly. Right, Royal Military Academy done. Still no event. Getting a little annoyed. Okay, let's get monetary reconstruction. Don't fuck with me today, game. And the extra research slot can go towards basic small airframe. Right, it's mid-37. At this point, I'd say restart. I'm going to keep going to see what happens, but this is beyond suboptimal at this point. All right, this is beyond ridiculous. It's September 37. This is the event we've been waiting for, the Paul van Zeeland corruption scandal. Honestly, if this happens to you, restart. I'll keep the run going just to see that it can still be done, but it's going to be a lot more difficult and significantly less fun for me. If you are luckier and it fires first, you continue along the focus order I've been doing, but as soon as you can, you slot in Royal Intervention, the the Grell, support the Rexists, and abandon neutrality. I got my small airframes as well. Let's grab anti-air. Pretty nice to have AA. Alright, Royal Intervention. There we go. Here we pick the Rexist, Leon de Grell, the fascist dog, and we support the Rexists. This is the weakest of all the fascist paths. We have to for the achievement. Now with him in charge, we have plenty of war support. We can go to partial mobilization. Should speed up construction significantly. We're also going to spend a little bit of army experience. We'll take Spirit of the Academy, Bold Attack. Spirit of the Army, State serves the military. They get cheaper conscription laws, which we're going to need. Force deploy the infantry here. And we're going to design a new template. We'll take the Division de Cavalerie. We'll rename them to channel members. There we go. And we're going to replace every single horse with a motorized. Light tank destroyers are out. Motorized is in. And we're going to slap on some motorized artillery. 30 with motorized artillery shock brigade. Is it any good? Well, it served me right. I don't know if it's optimal, but it definitely works for me. Let's go with engineers for the river crossing penalty. We're going to be attacking the Netherlands soon, so they will have rivers that need crossing. And we'll try to train up 4 of these on a high priority. We're not justifying yet. Before we justify, we have to abandon neutrality. Otherwise, we have a justification time that is 100% increased. We're going to wait for that focus. Neutrality abandoned. We now justify a war goal on the Netherlands, 225 days. We're going to grab increased length of service for additional recruitable pop, which we'll need. And this gives us a negative modifier that will then be worn off by the time we actually go to war with the Dutch. Alright, finished our towed anti-air. Let's go and grab paratroopers. We're going to need those to get to the UK. How is construction coming along here? Could be better, could be worse, so keep building mills now. We'll need more trucks, we'll need more artillery. Speaking of artillery, we're going to go to our Division d'Infanterie. We're going to remove this artillery piece, and we're going to add it in there with support artillery, and we're going to replace the cavalry recon with engineers. Slightly more expensive in the support equipment department, significantly less expensive in the everything else department, so that's fine. I'm just going to grab logistic companies. We're going to need these anyway. And I'm going to go up to limited conscription. We're going to need this moving forward. Combined with the length of service, that should give us all the manpower we need to equip our army and increase its size slightly. Next up, we'll grab the social partners for a little bit of extra production efficiency. Next up, we'll grab the French horse and the Red Rider for a free Luxembourg and some war support. Manpower is mobilizing ever so slowly. We're going to force deploy the cavalry, or rather, the trucks. We'll put them here on the 2 tiles next to Eindhoven. They will force their way through, and we will use Lucien Lippert will do. We'll add them all to a field marshal. We'll promote Jules Pire as well. He's cheaper, and we'll give him offensive doctrine. Exercise the trucks. We're going to grab the heavy MGs. They're still a little bit ahead of time, but not that much. 187 days is not bad. All right, production is miles off from what we need, and about 180 days before war. Yeah, it's going to be great. We are getting some mills out, which means we can start producing more, and things should pick up from here. Once we've filled out that stuff, we'll add interwar transports to the mix. After the interwar transports, we go with air. At least the manpower deficit is being resolved rather quickly now that we're finally mobilizing some men. All right, a free Luxembourg. They should just yield. Splendid. And we get their guns as well, so that puts the deficit down slightly. And on to the Flemish question. Exiled Austrians offer their service. Always pick bottom option. Gives you a lot of recruitable pop. Top option just makes you more fascist, which is not really something we need. It happens on its own. Gotta say though, we are equipping them relatively quickly, so I don't think the deficit is going to be too terrible. It's mostly trucks that I'm going to be lacking, but even without trucks, funnily enough, the motorized companies are quite capable. The Flemish question. Dutch gives you more war support, more stability, and more recruitable pop. So considering we are very much restrained for now in terms of population, and stability and war support are great, we'll prioritize Dutch. It also has nothing to do with the fact that I am a Dutch speaker. No, sir. Nothing at all. Next up, we're going to do the Belgian Air Force to get some air experience, and then we'll develop the Belgian air industry for a nice research bonus on aircraft so we can get better fighters out to kick Britain's ass. It's August of 38. I'm so late to this. Yeah, it's not amazing. There we go. Let's pause the game for a bit. We're going to stop these guys exercising. None of them are green anymore. They're not level 3, but they'll do. This way they'll get a little bit of org and can pound the enemy. Yes, pound them. Keep building military factories meanwhile. And 150 political power. We're going up to a war economy. Gonna quickly grab the next level of paratroopers as well. We only need them for like 1 paradrop. but everything hinges on that one paradrop. Right, Belgian Air Force. Next up, Belgian Air Industry. We got 50 air experience. We're going to use that to design our future fighter. We'll take the basic small airframe. We'll slam the best engine in there. Extra fuel tanks along with 2 light machine guns. And we'll start producing these as soon as we have factories available for it. We may not be able to win the air war with numbers, but quality will be our edge. All right, we've got our war goal. Slow the game down. We'll declare war. And we'll do this methodically. The motorized all attack Eindhoven, along with half of this stack. Then pin these guys. You attack Breda. You attack there. You attack there. And our fighters can go up for... Lord knows what they'll do, but they can go up. Hilariously, we've been immediately naval invaded. That was pointless. Right, once we beat them in Eindhoven, we have to be quick about things. Right, we've pushed them out of Breda. The goal here is to quickly push across the river into Rotterdam. Half of you help pushing Eindhoven. Right, we've got across Eindhoven. We're immediately being counterattacked. Push that unit. It now has no org. Get across that river, along with a little bit of infantry. Honestly, we should be able to overrun the Dutch relatively easily, even if it takes as long as it has now and the Dutch actually have a bit of an army. All right, we've gotten across the river. One of the trucks pin the unit here in Arnhem. The other trucks get across to the tile here and then straight into Amsterdam and The Hague. Infantry assist with the push, and we're steadily overrunning them. It's how I like to play my games. Methodical, planned, all under control. We're not winning the air war though, but that will take Amsterdam now. Yes. Straight into The Hague. Pin the divisions in place in other places. And now once The Hague or Rotterdam falls, it's Jover. We have our heavy MGs. That's good. Replace one of the light machine guns with a heavy machine gun. There we go. And as soon as Rotterdam falls, it will be Jover. There we go. War's over. The Dutch have lost. Not too bad. So first off, we have the Dutch Navy. We've annexed the continental Netherlands. And we have puppeted the Dutch East Indies, the Antilles, and Suriname, and stacked resource rights and war operations on them. The little trick here is to wait. So annex the stuff, take the Navy, do the basic puppeting, and then the next turn, you can still do resource rights and war operations, even if the game thinks you don't have enough points. I don't know why. If you do them in another order, it doesn't work. With that done, confirm an exit. We'll put our army on the French border. Ho, 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 ho. I am coming, oui, oui. Going to train 2 more, maybe 3. We'll see if we can get them done. Construction, we'll finish up what's being constructed, and then we'll build additional mills and additional infrastructure in the Dutch East Indies. Reason being, we're going to be building a lot in the Dutch East Indies just to get their autonomy down. Now we're going to press that button here. Get some Belgian East Indies infantry. We'll take the Infanterie Divisie, copy that, and train as many of these as we physically can. And we can deploy them at home. The game says you can't, but just click on Brussels and you can easily deploy them there. And our military can now regenerate strength. So we're not going to add too many military factories to what we've already got in production. The priority now is going to be fighters, 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 fighters. We need all the fighters we can get. We now have about 6-ish months to really get everything ready. A little late. I would have liked to have at least a year, but it's not too bad. Even suboptimally, we can get this done. All right, Belgian Air Force is developed. Right, next up, we'll grab social partners, coal mining, and then cockerel. As for research, we're now going to use this 50% bonus to develop engine 3s. Let's get improved airframe as well. It's a little bit ahead of time, but we got a 50% bonus, and in 300 days, we'll be able to make even better airplanes. We'll be able to blow Britain out of the water. Well, sky, really. We'll take the 24 infantry divisions we have at home, switch them over to the colonial division we have. This will free up a lot of our manpower, and we'll be using these for the next couple of wars. We'll make some small changes to the Infanterie Divisie here. We'll add a support artillery as well as engineers. Oh yeah, I forgot, we're not making towed anti-air. We would very much like a little bit of towed anti-air in the production queue. I'm gonna add one more to trucks since the deficit is significant. Right, 100 political power. Let's spend that on the ground support expert. More air superiority. As for fighters, I'm going to take out the MG defense turret and replace that with self-sealing fuel tanks. We have all the rubber we need realistically, so that it should be fine. This is the design we'll be running until we get the new hulls and the new engines. Coal mining's done. Let's grab cockerel. Only got a couple months left and war is going to get going. So In terms of trucks, we're going to have a bit of an issue. All right, there goes Czechoslovakia. That's our cue to join the Axis. Hello! All right, 100 political power. Let's grab the military theorist, cheaper land doctrines, and we're immediately going to pick superior firepower. A lot of people are not going to agree with me, but I love superior firepower. I think it's going to be better for this run than Grand Battle Plan, since most of our critical fighting is going to happen where there is very limited time for planning bonus, and soft attack is great. We're going to go head down to integrated support, all the way down to shock and awe. Keep queuing up more and more infantry using your puppets manpower. You don't have to force deploy these at all. Simply have them in the queue. That way, these guys won't be able to use their own manpower to create terrible divisions. You'll use their manpower to create terrible divisions, which we can cheese a little bit later on. It's not a lot of fighters, but we don't need them for the French campaign. We need them for the battle for Britain. Still have time to do that. And Danziger War soon. Okay, we'll be mostly ready. I'm gonna force deploy those guys. So I'll have 6 trucks mostly equipped, just lacking a little bit of equipment still. We'll add support anti-air to our motorized here as well. Let's grab Cockerel for more factory output. More factory output from FN Herstal. Let's launch a national industrial program for more factory output. Cost a little bit of political power, it's fine. Alright, Germany does the thing. Germany calls us in. So let's a little bit of time take by. A lot of these French are redeploying. Let them. Alright, let's come in now. Accept the war. Great. We have our air force up. Well, we do now. Over in northern France. It's not massive, but it's capable enough. We have a couple of these Dutch East Indies divisions that they deployed themselves. I ferried them over when they were being deployed, and I've put them on Ghent and Antwerpen, Brussels and Leuven, just in case the British invade us. We immediately capitulate if they take one of our cities. Now for the main event, all of our motorized on this tile, trying to break through to the tile beneath Lille. This infantry stack, attack here for a pinning attack. This infantry stack, attack Lille for a pinning attack. Slow the game down, and let's see what happens. The goal here is to create an encirclement around Dunkirk and Calais, using the motorized, driving along this river, but also to take the supply hub of Amiens. That is the jumping off point for Dieppe, Le Havre, and Paris. So the motorized does do a lot of damage, and as long as the pinning attacks hold, we'll be able to take a couple of tiles when we do break the tile there. Don't call any of our puppets in. None whatsoever. Alright, we've through 1 tile. The infantry pin the general area. The motorized punch on through towards Amiens. Oh, they're counter-pinning me! No, I'm the only one allowed to pin. Anyway, Air Force is not doing quite as well as I would like, but the design isn't final yet, plus they're up against massive numbers. Could instead shift them to fight over our own skies until the German Air Force is freed up. Yeah, we're being pinned, and that is slowing us down tremendously. Oh, if it wasn't for this pinning attack, we'd already be through. Alright, fine, we're through. Motorized, go to Amiens and Calais. More or less, we're breaking through. We've got a nice pocket around Dunkirk. Make sure they're not able to escape, so get the infantry to close that aggressively. And keep the drive towards Amiens going. It's even okay to do a force attack for this. We have to break through there. Ah, they reinforced it. Ah, but I memed them out of it. Okay, on to Dieppe and Le Havre. Deep battles. Get more distance in. And make sure the tip of the spear is always being led by the motorized. And our contribution's not too bad. 36% is pretty reasonable. And we're shooting down a lot of airplanes now. I'm going to keep deploying fighters as we get reserves, but the fresh deployments always get trained first before we do anything with them. I want them off being rookies. I want them at least level 2, otherwise they're next to useless. And we're next to Paris. Well, with Paris open, I'm just going to drive in. They're basically asking for it now. Oh, they got a unit in. Unlucky. Right, with Le Havre, Rouen, Dieppe taken. Let's check the supply. Ooh, that's not actually connected. Let's connect that up quickly. Just opening up a little bit more combat width by attacking the tile above Paris. That gives me 2 ways to attack this city. Let's get the 40-hour work week. Our contribution's still good. 43%. We are possibly going to beat the French before the Germans beat Poland. Yeah, and in a stroke of luck that will surprise literally no one, I'm losing this battle because the terrible German AI keeps throwing horrible divisions into this battle that take up more combat width. My good divisions can't join the battle. Ah, and the French are funneling in more troops. No, we have them now. We have them now. All right. We can now open fight to Paris from 2 sides, potentially 3 if I take that tile as well. If you're trying to attack a position, see if you can find a way to take the tiles next to it if it's a strong defensive position. The more units you can bring into the fight, the more combat width you can open up, the better. Air War's going. Not sure if it's going great, but it's certainly going. Alright, now we've got Paris surrounded from 3 sides. Let's just get the motorized into position. We'll take the city. That's a naval invasion. So this is why I've got troops on Ghent and Antwerp. If Antwerp, Brussels, or Liège fall, Belgium capitulates. No questions asked. So this is something you might want to keep an eye out for. As for research, let's grab artillery upgrade 1. And now the final push on Paris. Shouldn't be too hard now. And again, it's a bunch of shitty German divisions eating up all the combat with, meaning we can't beat them. Oh, AI, go away. I'll just turn off allied supplies and just go away. I'm so mad, just go away, Hitler. Win your war in Poland, for God's sake. Oh yeah, air war is definitely turning now. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. Let's get more airplanes in. These guys are not quite ready, but they're ready enough. Let's get them overhead onto Calais. Just make sure we don't lose our city. That will be horrible if we lose Antwerp now. Right, I've turned off allied supply. The Germans are still sticking around, eating up all the supply here. I hate this. I hate this so much. I'm going to pull my motorized out for a little bit, get them refueled, see if I can find a different way to do this. Usually, this is easy. This is easy peasy lemon squeezy. Unfortunately, like I'm saying, the Germans are eating up all the local supply. All of it! Also, the French are concentrating a giant stack of divisions on Paris itself. I might have to go around Paris and find a different way in. Which gives me an idea. There's always a different way in. In this case, La Rouen will hit the tile here, and then we'll try to roll up the line to just go for an encirclement on Paris. Alright, let's go. Let's punch through that unit, and then on to the south. Germany's really performing poorly, like exceptionally poorly. Wow. Pitting attacks on the flank so they can't reinforce the... Oh, never mind, they managed to reinforce it anyway. All that planning and maneuvering, and it's all undone because that idiot in Berlin doesn't know how to manage his army. Anyway, that distraction's not working out, again, because Hitler's an idiot and I can't get anything done. Let's just reposition the motorized again. Let's just finally try and take this damn city. I'll have to force attack, possibly. As far as the air war is concerned, we're winning that very handily. It's also, unfortunately, not quite relevant for what we're trying to do here. I'm just gonna force attack into Paris. Getting 0 air support from Germany as well. I don't know how to say this other than this is an exceptionally bad run. Exceptionally bad. I know that this sounds whiny and bitchy, but I hate that I'm being so... Anyway, let's get some better fighters out. Triple heavy machine guns, best engine we can fit, self-sealing fuel tanks. These will win us the air war. And we'll complement them with a bit of CAS as well. Triple bomb blocks and some dive breaks. These will do. I'll put 5 of those into production. Just stop the attack. It's utterly pointless. Finally, we're getting across the bridge there. Let's just reposition the motorized again. Alright, Poland's dead. That's good. We'll now get across here. We'll use the motorized to attack from this flank, and then we'll try to take Paris from the other side. Anyway, got more political power. Let's do in propaganda films. We need to get war support up. Oh, we're also being raided to shit. Kind of forgot to mention this. Block the English Channel and all the tiles next to the UK. Anyway, Paris is wide open. Let's just take it. And the French are defeated! Yay! That took us 5 months longer than it should have. Alright, Free France has capitulated. Yay! Oh, the Germans took all of it. If we had won that push into Paris the first time I tried to attack it, we would have had all of France. Let's just do some mopping up of the remaining British forces here. All the British troops that get stuck here, we can kill. The rest of the army we'll just use to garrison our home country for a little bit. We are now focusing on the air war. Anyway, we're occupying a bunch of territory. Go into division designer, cavalry, single cavalry battalion. Go up here, occupy territories. Cavalry template 1. Yay! We'll use that. The air war is... well, it's going. I'm trying to find where most of Britain's fighters are so we can shoot them down. We're trading favorably, and we're still producing good numbers. Increase the production of fighters. After that, we'll make more CAS. We'll get as many of these deployed as we can. We're also going to train up, let's see, some paratroopers. We're going to shift that 8 with paratroopers. These are horrible, I know, but they'll do. And we will add support artillery. We're going to add support anti-air, and we'll queue up a couple of them. As for our air experience, we're going to be spending it in the Special Forces branch, elevate to paratroopers, combat insertion, then down to airborne armor, all the way down to the best of the best. We have plenty of transport, so I'm going to put this down to 2. We've unlocked airborne armor, going to introduce that to the paratroopers as well. Unfortunately, I didn't get all of the French light tanks, got most of them. Fortunately, we can make our own, give it a close support gun for the meme. Just get some armor in there. It doesn't really have to be good at all. Alright, for the next couple of months, we're going to build up our air force. We're going to stop the British from bombing us, and we're going to try and fight their fighters wherever we can. Usually over the Channel and southern England. So we're going to build up our air force to the maximum extent for the next couple of months, about 6 months. So by September, October, we should be ready for the next stage of our operation. And always remember, before you deploy an air wing to actual combat, train them. Train them during the day so they don't crash as much, but at least get them trained. And now we're going to build as much as we can in the Belgian East Indies. We gotta keep their independence level low. I don't want them declaring independence. Besides, we need them for cheese later. Naval evasions are also really cool. Let them land as long as they don't take any of your major cities. Every naval invasion you crush is just a portion of the British army. You don't have to fight in Britain. Let's go grab corporate social responsibility and then the Val-Benoit Institute's more research. Should be fine. I'm delaying grabbing the Center for Advanced Military Studies since we're not launching the attack yet anyway. We are shooting down very respectable numbers of enemy aircraft though, so that's cool. Very cool. And political power can be spent on the air superiority specialist, the close air support specialist, and then finally, before we make our landfall, we'll get the artillery expert as well. Alright, our 7 paratroopers are done. I'm temporarily assigning them to the army with the motorized just so I can leverage their good general. And we're going to plan our power drops. Alright, let's get those transport planes out. Yeah, we're going to need to go to extensive conscription next, but that's okay. Alright, so we'll take 2 paratroopers... and we'll go from this airbase to Hull itself. We'll take 1 paratrooper each now for the next couple of orders. So 1 paratrooper goes to the tile next to Hull, 1 paratrooper to the tile above Hull, 1 paratrooper to the tile below Hull. And that leaves us with a couple more. So 1 more onto this airbase here so we can put air in if we need it. And then 1 more paratrooper on the tile here. And we're going to get these guys trained to at least level 2, preferably level 3. As for the air doctrine, battlefield support, baby. Battlefield support. And we've definitely degraded the enemy's air forces already, significantly. And the casualty numbers are insane. Well, let's go up to extensive conscription. That should give us all the manpower we need. Wow, Italy is successful in Africa. Well, successful-ish. Huh, I'm impressed. It's September of 1940. Can't really keep delaying, so let's get that Center for Advanced Military Studies. Research is very focused on improving the artillery now. Speaking of the paratroopers, we're going to introduce rocket artillery as well to get them the maximum amount of firepower. And of course, we'll need to make a little bit of that rocket artillery, put that into production. Also recruited a spy. Let's put him over here as well. He might help make the air landing a little bit less painful. We'll now recruit more CAS. That'll be good. And a couple more fighters. Again, the fighters first need a little bit of training before they can be actively deployed. Alright, we're gonna ask the Dutch East Indies for some garrison support as well, because that is probably what's draining most of our manpower. I believe my navy's gone. Ah, yes. These fighters are trained enough. Air superiority day and night over southern England. There we go. We should be able to drop on Hull now. We have enough transports out to make that happen. We're going to deploy a couple more fighters to exercise. We'll throw them into the meat grinder as soon as they are ready. Well, I wish I had more CAS, but this is going to have to do. We'll get them ready to support the attack in Hull as well. Oh, it's going to be interesting, if nothing else. Just need to take a deep breath, because this is definitely going to be hard. Oh, it could be really easy as well. That's the difficulty here. Okay, I'm going to give the order to drop. Please work. All right, we're dropping. I'm going to do force attack using these guys. I'll unassign the motorized for a bit. There we go. Force attack to make sure we can seize Hull. I got 2 units on Hull, but we have it fully encircled. This guy, just walk and take victory points for local supply. You maintain control of the airfield and head into... just maintain control of the airfield. CAS! Over southern England. Northern England, I should say. Fighters over the channel redeploy towards northern England. This is it. This is where we win or we lose. Come on, CAS. Come on. All right, take Leeds if they're going to take Sheffield. Yeah, they're reinforcing. But I should be able to take the port. Take the port. Take the port, damn it. Oh, you've taken the port. These guys immediately back out there. Make sure we don't get trapped now. We're shipping the infantry in first to make sure we can seize the local ground. Air Force bomb the hell out of this place. We now have to contend with the full might of the UK coming down on us, and this is going to be nothing if not interesting. But the infantry is making it to Hull. We just need to hold a little longer. Just hold a little longer, boys. I'm gonna last stand the paratroopers to make sure the cordon holds. It's not pretty, but if I can get the infantry in, we should at least secure the ground here. Oh god, we're gonna have immediate supply issues. This is one of those invasions of the UK where they're ready for it. So usually, I'm able to at least take Sheffield or Leeds to get some local supply from Yorkshire. In this case, we're getting our asses handed to us by the local garrisons, it seems, and we're not able to expand. Now, if the infantry can get to where they need to go on time, and the AI is so gracious as to stop attacking for a few seconds, I might be able to push back and take Leeds and Sheffield. It's already been a horrible campaign, if I'm honest. Yeah, it's not going well. No, and the UK is launching its own naval invasion. Oh, that's fine, I don't care. We just need to take a couple of the victory points in the area here. Just a little bit of local supply will allow us to maneuver. Alright, we're starting to get out from the cage. I really feel like I have my back up against the wall here. Genuinely. I'm gonna see 1,000 Reddit posts. They said this was hard. And then it's just them landing here with nobody in the tiles next to them. Oh, this is so easy. The problem is, if you're unlucky, you're gonna run into all those troops the UK had been stockpiling. They're just making my day worse. I've already had one meltdown in this video. It looks like I may have another. I'm also trying to take Newcastle up there. If I can take an extra port, might be able to leverage some more supply. I really need to take places like Manchester, Liverpool. I swear I know how to play this game. I know how to play this game very well, in fact. It's just not working. Alright, so taking that extra port helped a little bit. We're starting to break through. Oh my god, Germany's already gonna start war with USSR. Well, I'm not getting involved there, so let's just finish up this war. And again, keep building in your Dutch East Indies puppet, because they're gonna get a hell of a lot of independence if you're fighting using their troops. And we do want to integrate them later on. Oh, thank god for this. We've managed to break through. We've got Liverpool. We've got the Liverpool-Hull line. 11 divisions for the north, 13 for the south, along with the motorized. I might have to bring in extra units. Shift the motorized around because they're stacking the hell out of this place. All right, and then our motorized have a hole here. We'll plunge them down towards Wales. Rest of the infantry head south. Half of you head north, and by God, do something good, because this is, oh, I'm not having fun here, boys. We're starting to break through now. We've gotten through their tough exterior, and we're starting to get to the squishy, gooey bits inside. We still have CAS advantage, total air superiority. Should be able to make it. City by city, victory point by victory point, I will seize this island from these idiots. Oh, I swear to God, I'm never making another guide again. Every time I hit record when I decide to make a guide, everything that can go wrong goes wrong, and I just end up looking and feeling like an absolute... Dear God, these are disgusting losses. At least their contribution's good, so there is that. Let's get some more CAS up overhead. More CAS is more gooder. Alright, we're finally making some maneuvers. Alright, we're getting through, potentially. Let's see if we can take the port of Ipswich. Swing south, let's see if we can take London. London's defended. Still, we've broadened our horizon significantly. Take a couple units off this line, honestly. 6 should do to hold that. Take London, if we can. If not, so be it. Got a lot of CAS damage being thrown out there. Plus, we have total air superiority. We are eating well when it comes to our airplanes. I feel like I'm already doing better than I should be. I don't want to push my luck. Still, with CAS like that, do I need luck? Alright, CAS forward. Forward, forward, forward. Push, 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 push. Bleed them. Break them. Oh, that CAS is glorious. And Germany's gone to war with the Soviets. Honestly, I don't really care. It's not ideal. I would have liked them to do a little bit later, so I would be in a better position, but I don't really care. Yeah, for anyone who says, the UK's AI hasn't been improved at all, it's so easy to invade them. You really haven't faced them in a worst case scenario. This is horrible. Anyway, we're through now. We'll quickly mop up Cornwall. as well as the south of England. Just go, 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 go. Push, 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 push. Drive them into the sea. Push them back hard and fast. Our contribution's up to 39%, not bad. Taking massive casualties doing it, though. That's not ideal. Yeah, they're not breaking free yet, but we'll need to build a lot of stuff in their territory to make sure they don't. Plus, we still have to integrate them for manpower cheese. I know. I don't like cheese either, but Belgium, especially Rexist Belgium, has a massive manpower problem, and it's the quickest solution. That is Cornwall overrun. Push them into Dover now. Dover is overrun. Great. Motorized assist in taking out Wales, and then we have to push north. They put up a lot more of a fight than I was ready for, and I was not expecting this at all. Like, at all. I respect the hustle they're putting in, though. All right, I think I've got him now. Oh, I've got him now. 2% left to go. That's probably just going to be Newcastle. It's already April. Oh, God, we're so late. Oh, this has been the worst run I've had in, I want to say months. I've not had a run this bad in a very, very long time. Like, wow. We gotta hurry now. Cannot allow them to dig in the Scottish Highlands. Take Newcastle and this. Cass, do your job. Whatever you do, by the way, don't join Germany's war. Whatever you do, do not, under any circumstances, join Germany's war against the USSR. It's not worth it. Right, UK has been defeated. The Allies are dead. It's over. It's finally over. All right, what do we want? Obviously, we need Ile-de-France. Might take a little bit of connecting territory, we'll say. That's all we really need. Now, what do we want? We'd like a bit of a puppet. I'm going to take a French puppet out of Alsace-Lorraine. We're going to basically try, if we have the points, to puppet all of mainland France, except for the territory we need ourselves, which is Ile-de-France. And if we have the points for it, we can also puppet the UK to get a nice friend out of the deal. Fight the Germans over every inch of ground, by the way. They can spend their points as they see fit, but we're not sharing any part of France with them. There you go, we got what we wanted. At this point, we still have plenty of points. You can do whatever the hell you want. We'll steal the French and UK's fleet while we're here, and in the puppet screen, we are going to hit war reparations on all of the territory we just puppeted, as well as resource rights. This will make us an industrial powerhouse for the foreseeable future. This is not the most fun run to play either way, so the achievement's really the only reason to play as Rexist Belgium. And we're done. So we have 3 of the 4 required capitals, only 1 more enemy to go. To face that enemy, we're now going to put this back on medium priority, the puppet infantry divisions on the absolute highest priority, and we're going to train as many of these as we physically can. Squeeze the Dutch East Indies for every ounce of manpower we can find. We'll bring our own army back home and put them on that border. All these extra military factories can go towards producing whatever we're already making. We'll make more of it. Maybe not these light tanks. They're pretty terrible. And we're also going to start ramping up production of mechanized. I really like using mechanized. They're pretty good. We'll get the production cost up as well as the engine a little bit. Reliability, that'll do. And build a bunch of these as well. And now while we wait for everything to happen, we're going to squeeze the Dutch East Indies dry of every ounce of manpower we can, after which we will integrate them as a puppet and get that manpower flowing into our own coffers. While we're working on the Dutch East Indies, or rather the Belgian East Indies, I'm also going to build up a couple of air bases in our own territory, the Ardennes and Holland, so we have a good staging ground to put our air force when we do finally strike out against the Germans, which should be relatively easy. We'll take them by surprise. Keep training these East Indies divisions, as many as possible. Also going to grab Henry the man with a plan. He should be able to get us more efficiency. Yes, produce more equipment, please. Oh, I just realized Luxembourg has no garrison. I forgot to integrate them. Let's move them to local police force. My bad. Belgian East Indies are almost ready to be integrated. We've drained them of pretty much all their manpower, unless they're going to go up another conscription law, which is debatable. We'll deploy as many of them as we can, and then we're going to call it a day. In terms of focuses, it doesn't really matter. I like to pick whatever makes my army even stronger, like extra artillery attack. It's a pretty good investment. Could also do with a couple of extra motorized divisions at this point. Let's do another 4 to make that eventual push into Germany even easier and faster. Uh-oh, Japan has just done the thing. We're gonna see if we can quickly make friends with them. Non-aggression pact. I don't want to fight Japan, honestly. It's just a massive pain in the ass. If it can be avoided, please avoid it. There we go. I don't have to worry about Japan anymore. Germany's gone insane. They've declared war on Communist China and Xinjiang as well. That's the Chinese United Front, brother. What are you... Yeah, it's really one of those runs where everything goes wrong. Alright, it is clear that our future does not lie with Germany, but first, what we've been working up towards. So, we can integrate the Dutch or the Belgian East Indies. We have 130 of their template built. We integrate the Belgian East Indies. Glorious. Woo, free manpower. Now we can get more free manpower. Bunch of extra divisions over there. Just a bunch of extra divisions. All of the divisions they deployed, all 18, we now also control. And all of the divisions they gave us are now just regular old divisions. They are no longer considered to be colonial units because the colony doesn't exist. They're just a regular template, which is great. Exactly what we wanted. And what we're going to do now is take all these unassigned divisions, delete them. That should give us 200,000 manpower. And these 130 divisions, delete those as well. 1.5 million manpower. That'll tide us over for a while. Now we are going to leave the faction. We're going to leave the Axis. And I'm sorry, Germany, but we have things to do. 30 days, 6 political power. I think we can handle that. Germany and the Axis by extension is getting their asses kicked by the Soviets anyway. Yeah, let's come in from the back door. We've got a full infantry army group ready to rock and or roll. 12 motorized who have fully converted into mechanized divisions. We have thousands, I do mean thousands of fighters and cask up over Northwest Germany and Western Germany ready to rip them a new one. We're also going to use this massive allied navy we borrowed. Put on strike force just so we don't get naval invaded in the rear. We've also got a new field marshal. Yes, the king will command the motorized. King Leopold, actually. The king can command the infantry. Magnificent. Declare war. Yes, the Japanese are gonna get called in. No, we don't. We don't care at all. Full on hardcore attack. Go, 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 go. Drive the dagger in deep. We have total air superiority here. I have zero doubt that we will make a big push and we should be able to overrun them easily. Oh yeah, disgusting air power. Ah, love to see it. Driving hard and fast into Germany proper. Let's keep pushing so they're never really able to solidify a front line. Hamburg Kiel next. This is a good couple of casualties before things really heat up. We are already outside Berlin. Great. We actually have to control the full state of Brandenburg for the achievement, so this doesn't count yet. This has been done in a couple of days. I'm not too worried about this. Honestly, not too worried about this at all. Just a few days. We've kicked down the door. And the whole rotten structure came crumbling down. Yeah, the German army's done for. The Soviets have already really broken their back, but we're finishing the job here. And we've effectively won already. I've halted the assault a little bit just to get my units a little bit of breathing room. And when we fire this back up, we're going to kick Germany down, run down to Italy, and finish the job. Now, you'll notice I haven't called the French or the English in. Don't need them in. They would just be a distraction. This way they can secure my southern border without really getting in the way. And one more tile. There we go, the full state of Brandenburg is under our control. As far as the achievement's concerned, we're done, but I want to finish the job, so let's kill the Axis. We'll now make a quick cut towards Vienna, and that will be it as far as Germany is concerned. Casualty-wise, 165,000 losses for us, but yeah, we've killed 566,000 Germans, and their army is shattered by the Soviet Union. Brazil joined the Comintern. Well, that's a thing. Well, there goes Vienna, and with that, Germany falls! Yay! Another tedious task of carving up what's left. Apparently, not everyone has decided that it's a good time to capitulate, so we'll have to deal with Italy ourselves. I think Italy's the only major left, and quickly knock them out of commission. Should be able to do that relatively fast. Italy's really more of a fake major. They're pretending to be a major, but they're really not. Let's finish the job. The mechanized thunder down to Italy. Infantry follow behind. Yeah, Italy's really not a true major. They're a bit of a joke. Well, there goes Mussolini. And for some reason, we now have to kill Bulgaria. Because of course yeah, of course Bulgaria is a major power. Sure, why not? And it's done! We have defeated the Axis. We have scored the wins we were after. We have achieved our goals. And so we can end this campaign not just with a victory, but with a horribly disjointed world. The Prussian Reich persists. Germany is gone. We control Brandenburg. So we have the capitals of all of our neighbors well in hand. Europe has been, well, we're ready, set, go for another Cold War with very different sides this time. Anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed this little video. It turned out to be a terrible guide, but an incredible experience. I hope you guys will enjoy this next video as well. Goodbye.